Okay, boys. Now, today in our today's lesson, we'll be talking about the pseudocode. And today, uh, we'll be further discussing the construct decisions. You remember in the last lesson, we initially discussed that what are decision, what we do with it with the decision, how and when we use the decision or the selection statements. And you might remember that the selection of the decision that we discussed in the last lesson, it was about if then else. We discussed if then else. And in if then else, you remember that it was to deal with a condition, to deal with the condition with two possible outcomes, two possible outcomes. So we use if then else initially to handle a condition with two possible outcomes, and one based on true and the other based on false. Okay, so that is the reason you have seen the if then else. Now today uh, we will see the select case of, select and case of, and then end select. Select case of end select. This is the second type of the decision statement. And in this statement, what happens that in select case of, we have if a condition has, if a condition has multiple outcomes more than one, so it has multiple outcomes. Okay, so this is the basic thing that you will consider. When we have multiple outcome of a condition, then we use select case of an end select, and we use if then else when we have a condition which has two possible outcome. And while in select case we have a multiple outcome, and then we use it. Okay, now how we will use it in select case of end select, we for example we have we first we will input something. Let me let me show it in the notepad. What is the condition? That one thing is that just let me open the notepad. And how first of all, let me write the syntax here, that in the select case and select we have the first word is that we have select. This is the keyword, and then we have the case, select case, and it case can be on any option. Let's say this is an operator, or it can be a very it can be an operator, let's say n of, and if n is 1, then we have this line. If it is 2, then we have this line. If it is 3, this option. If it has 4, this option. And then there is otherwise. Otherwise means if it is not from 1, 2, 3, 4, then this line. And then the last one is and. This is again uh, the keyword and select. So now you can see that the case of this variable will have multiple conditions. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are many conditions in it. So that is the reason we call it select case as a type of a decision or selection that handle a condition where you have multiple outcome. In if then else, we were only handling with we're only dealing with two options like either yes or no. So we have two outcome of it. Okay? If let's say m is greater than 33, it will be either yes or it will be no. So for this kind of situation, we used if then else. But here in select case, we will not have two outcomes. We will have multiple outcome of it. So, okay. So now I will show you in terms of question. Now this was the last question you people have seen in decision selection. This was like if the age is less than it, we can make compound statement with the help of if then else. But even then, the condition will be the condition will be based on true and false. Initially, it will be based on true or false. Okay. So now see what we will do with it. Now, let's say we have a decision. A situation here is that we have an operator. Let's say input will output a message. I'm sure my screen is visible. Output, and then we are saying input. We're saying input. Yeah, enter a number. We're saying number, and then we are doing input number. N is the number which we are inputting. Okay, number. So number. Now what we'll do? Select case number of. Now we are doing options on this number. So whatever will be input in it. Okay. So let's say enter a number, range आप दे दें from 1 to 4. 1 to 4 आपने option दे दी. When the person will input a number, let's say 1. So now here we will have the first case, that is 1. The number is 1. So if it is 1, you will output. Let's say I give you an example that we are enter a number, and before that we are inputting some options. For example, we are saying output. First of all, let me make it simple so that you should be focusing on the right thing. So it is 1. If it is 1, then what will come out of it? 1 for 1, will see output. Uh, you selected 1. Okay. So for 2, you output you selected 2. 3, output you selected 3. 4, output you selected 4. So you have seen that based the person is inputting a number in this variable, and then the select case is providing us multiple option based on this number. So it is possible that the person will select 1, so you will give this message. If we select 2, this message. 3, this message. 4, this message. And if it is not from 1, 2, 3, 4, otherwise, what will output? Output, you have not selected numbers between, या इसके बजाय हम लिखते हैं simple, we will write simple, invalid option. So it is invalid option. Okay. Now after that, what we will write? And select. This is how select works. This is how select works. Now you can see it clearly that in if then else, what we were to do, you have to enter one number, and based on true or false, you move to either left side or right side. But here in select, we are doing it more efficiently and more smartly. We have input a number, and if that number is, if let's say the person inputs any number between these 1 to 4, we'll get a separate message. Okay, so now let's make this program a little more interesting. For example, I will make a menu output, and I'll say 1 for coffee. Okay, output 2 for tea without milk, output 3 tea with milk, output 4. uh, Now we'll have juice. So we have these options now. Okay, now after giving these options, let's say this is my, I will just write output, let's say XYZ cafe. Okay, so this is my cafe and I have given these options. Now the person has to input. Now instead of writing numbers, we'll say choice. Now we'll ask for choice, what the user has the choice, let's say. And for these choice, once the person is going to enter a choice based on his option selected, you selected for one is you selected coffee will be served. So take it. And second is that second you selected tea without milk will be served. So this is the second option you selected. Third is you selected tea with milk will be served soon. And four, you selected juice will be served soon. Okay. Otherwise, you have selected invalid. This option is not valid. Okay? Invalid option. So this is correct. So this is how the select case of works. Is it clear? This is how the select case of works. And we, with these now, first of all, the person is going to enter a number, a choice. First, you provided these options. Okay. So this list is provided, and from these options, the person will. This is a menu. XYZ coffee menu. Okay. So this is a menu. So from these menu items, the person is going to opt a section, enter a number, enter a choice. You can see enter your choice to order. So this is what we said, that enter your choice to order. The person is going to order it. And now the choice, definitely we will declare, if we talk about the declaration, we can say that declare choice as integer. So it is an integer. So that is why we have 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, because the choice is of type integer. Okay. So by doing this, we can actually work with select case. So this is how the select case works. Okay. Now we can make another program and we can make the understanding more clear. So as you can see here, the choice is integer. If now the choice is of different type, like in this program, you can see that this program is inputting, the input is choice and the choice is of type integer. So that is why we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have the choice are actually numbers. So for each number, we have different options provided to it. Okay, for each number we have different options. Let's say we change this program and we make another program in which the user will not input uh, these kind of things. He's now we are going to make a calculator. You can just you can note it down, you can take the screenshot, and then I will start. Let me pause this video. Okay, now boys, just changing a little bit over here. Now instead of choice, if we have, for example, the option here is operator, we'll call OPR, which is operator, and this is a math calculator. Now we'll change it, it is math calculator. Okay, and now the option one is now let's say addition. Two is, so we'll not write one two three, we'll just say, I will just make it little different. It's a math calculator, and what we will be doing, first of all, we we need two numbers. Let's say declare num1 as integer, declare num2, let me make it num2 as integer, and then declare OPR as integer, as not integer. Now this time it is OPR as char. It is a char. Okay. Output it is a math calculator, and now enter first number. Here we will ask user to enter first number, and that number will be input into num1. Then again output enter second number, and then input num2, and then we are saying output enter operator. Okay, and for operator we have plus. For addition we will up now we will have now we will operator is plus, minus, multiply, divide, and then mod, and then div. Okay, so we will have mod and div. So these are the operators which the user will input. Okay, and then input, and it is input OPR. So we'll just change a little bit here because mod and div is not a char, so we'll make it string. So it is a string. So the person is inputting an operator over here. Now select case will apply it on operator OPR. Okay, so we got first number, we got second number, and we will also declare one more variable over here. Okay, we can do, and that is declare answer as integer. So I'm making it little more interesting program. Select case OPR off. So now here we will not write 1 2 3 here. Now it is, you can see this is the reason why I've made this another program. OPR is a string now. In the last program OPR was an integer, so that is why we had 1 2 3 4 over there. Now it is a string. So for strings, and the string is OPR, and these are the possible strings which will come. So now we'll handle with these multiple option. For if it is, let's say, plus, if it is plus, now what we will do, we can write it in the next line as well, there is no issue. Okay, if it is plus, what we'll do, we'll write answer is equal to, we can write it on the same line so that it becomes more, answer is equal to num1 plus num2. Okay, now in the second case, now let me rub it, I will delete them. Now I'll handle right, second option, third option, fourth option. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6, fifth options, and then sixth option. Now if it is minus, then num1 minus num2. And if it is multiply, which is static, then num1 multiply by num2. And if it is divide, then answer is equal to num1 divided by num2. And if it is mod, then num1 mod num2. And if it is divisible, then answer is num1 div num2. So these are the options, and you have seen that this time the operator, the value which is coming in the operator is of type string. So that is why the options are encoded in double quoted. So they are inverted commas. They are enclosed in inverted commas. So plus, minus, multiply, divide, mod. And if it is not from them, then you will have invalid option. And after end select, what you will do, output the result, the answer of the answer is equal to, so what we will write, comma, answer. So here it is string. This is the word I've written in inverted comma. This is just a text. And this is a variable. This is this variable which will be calculated. And this is how the program will complete. This is how the program will finish. Okay. Now this is how we carry out the decision with case statement. Okay. So what I was saying to you is that when we are dealing with if then else means we are only dealing with true false, a condition which is based on true or false. But when we are in select case, the option on this operator, there are multiple options. There are many options. So we have many options for this variable. So here when we are doing if then else, for the condition we have only two outcomes. For this select case, for this condition, for this decision or selection, it will have multiple outcomes. So it will have multiple outcomes. You can have many things here. You can see. I will draw it in this. Whatever the value here is, it will have multiple outcome of it. So when we have multiple outcome, we use select case. And when we have two outcomes, we use if then else. And especially this n, you will very give your full attention to the type of this variable. If this is integer, this the variable which will be placed in cases, if it is integer, then we will have the options are integers. And if it is string, then these options are string. So we'll not write 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Then we will be writing something within inverted commas. Okay. So if it is char, let's say it can be char as well. Then the only difference with the char is that it is included with single apostrophe. Although when we will be doing it in the VB.NET, will be for char, will using the same double quotation. But here, with this single for char in the pseudocode, we will write it in like this. So this is the description of our today's lesson. I'm sure you have got the idea of the pseudocode select case, and it is clear now, and you can use it.